Interview the people watching in Latin America, obviously in Mexico. So do you remember when you come?
Yeah,
I take a time for ask questions to you guys about your visit in Mexico. So wait for the rest of the question, and I ask in
Okay.
in more later. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Any anecdote you have in the band, in the concert? Tell us anecdote, about the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, in I think it's about like när spelade jag på Bombfest?
2003.
Yeah, about 2003. We had a few different people come to the band and prophesying, and they were saying, I think 2 or 3 persons were saying there will be angels on stage when you play. And we heard it and we said, oh, that's great. We didn't think very much about it until after we played at Bobfest. And maybe a year later, I went to a concert to see Eric Clayton from Save Machine. He was singing with Narnia. I think it was Narnia, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they made, yeah. And I met this guy. And this he was kind of staring at me. So I started to talk to him. And he recognized I was from Shadows of Paragon, or I told him. And then he said, oh, I just want to tell you this, that when you were playing at Bobfest, I could see angels on the stage with you. He had no idea about this prophecy. And I think that's when he said he saw angels with us. We had no idea. Then we started to believe those prophecies, that we can be very bold and very secure playing because we are not alone. God is there.
Yeah, it's like I think when he said that, we remembered, yeah, actually someone prophesied this a long time, even before that concert.
More than one.
And the concert, it was we had a very strong feeling that, God is with us, and it was like some kind of spiritual power, so it was pretty great.
Nice to hear this movement of God in all this that you tell us. So it's very important the people watching and listening the message that you have to the people when you play, or when the band play. Do you feel the presence? Do you pray? Do you take a time before to concert? So tell us what happened with Shadows of Paragon before the concert.
Often we always pray before a concert, just to it's not about us, it's about God. So we just want to pray to get the right focus, that God, this is for you. We want you to be
center of attention,
not us. And sometimes, most often, I would say, we also have communion before a concert. So that's about what we do.
Okay, and you, Charlie?
Yeah.
Is the same? Like
Yeah. Yes, we always pray before the concert, and it's been a big focus for us to just be together in prayer, and yeah, it helps us. You also like an artist, to calm you down, to calm your nerves down, and to feel like, for me, I feel like bad to just take attention if it's for myself, but if the focus is there, I do this for Christ. I get that courage.
Nice to hear. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry for asking very fast the question. I have this. The other question is, tell us about your particular style and how you you came to it? You know, came to it.
How we came to?
I think the musical style we play,
Yeah.
specific style of metal.
Particular style.
Yeah, I think our two biggest inspirations musically is Extol and Ancestor. Probably more of Ancestor than Extol, because Extol is more like death metal and Ancestor is more like black metal. And but also what I think is kind of unique with our sound is that if you listen carefully to the melodies the guitar play, they are actually often quite happy. And that is not usual in black metal. Then we of course have aggressive drums and aggressive songs, so altogether it's a very aggressive sound, melodic but aggressive. But if you just listen to the guitars, you will hear there is a lot of happy melodies.
They're very happy.
We usually laugh about that.
Yeah, nice. I have other questions. Maybe if it's possible, respond. Any of you. Have you ever been interested in another musical style?
Of course. We how do you say this? Yeah. Fredrik here, he owns a production company, and I actually work for him. And we record many different styles of music, and we're also involved in many different projects.
Not all metal.
Not all metal.
Some metal, but not all.
But one project we can mention is it's a project in the style of like Skillet, Evanescence.
Maybe some of the harder music from Petra.
Yeah, and that band is called God's Romance.
And we will release our debut album this year.
Yeah, it's in the progress. I sing and play guitar, and then we have some other singers.
Maybe we should.
Yeah, do you want secrets here, or do you want us to? We can spill some secrets if you want. Secrets. We have a very famous singer in this project.
Nice. So in the current line is David Ronald in vocals.
Come again?
Shadows.
In the current line, in the present lineup, in the present line is David Ronald in vocals.
Yeah, about Shadows of Paragon now.
Yeah, we were talking about another band.
Shadows of Paragon. Yeah, we have a new vocalist in Shadows of Paragon. His name is David, and he's really, really great.
Okay, it's because I see the biography about the band. Fredrik, you are Fredrik John Bergman, bass, right?
He's not.
Sorry, sorry, I confused with Linus. Sorry. So you are Fredrik.
You know they are cousins, so.
Okay. And Fredrik John, you are in the band in the beginning, like Charlene, right?
I was before Charlie, from the beginning of Shadows of Paragon. But there was the other guys were playing before we joined, but not under the name Shadows of Paragon.
Okay, so because this is I put in the way all in line. Now I understand. So the different members start because I am see the whole band, and when I see that in Instagram, in Facebook, the band start again to put all energy to come back again. So for me, it's very happy because guys, you are in my home. Do you remember?
Yeah, we remember.
Yes, we stayed with you.
We had a nice time.
Yeah, thank you so much for that time.
With you guys here in my home. And when we go to eat tacos, do you remember?
Yeah, they were so hot.
Every time when I go to these tacos, the people, the Mexican people, the owners of the tacos, hey, where are come back the European guys? Okay, it's very soon, so it's a great.
Remember, I got a free T-shirt from them. Do you remember I got a T-shirt from that shop?
Yeah.
We had a really nice time in Mexico.
This year, right?
Say again?
This year, the guy of the tacos, he give you the T-shirt, right?
Yeah, I gave me a T-shirt.
Always this guy asking about the band, about you,
Yeah.
about the. Oh,
Say
hey, when
hello.
come
Say
back?
hello to him next time you see him. Say hi
Yeah.
from.
I showed you the interview. I send the link to watch because always when I go to eat tacos, this
Hello, taco people.
Thank you for great taco.
Great tacos. Wish we could have them.
tacos la morena.
Nothing like your tacos in Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to come again, guys, to Mexico.
Thank you. Yeah, we will see.
Thank you.
Maybe talk in the future for you come again. So the next question is speaking of the future of the band, do you have something in mind? Now start with the new material of Shadows of Paragon. The people need it. What is the future? What you think about the new album? About the all involved in the band? Tell us, please, Frederick or Charlie.
I think it's first of all, it's very interesting to see how amendment will be perceived.
Received.
Okay. Received and perceived. Yeah, because we feel like we've been very straightforward in the lyrics this time. We're not beating around the bush. We're very straight with what to say, and we think that there can be some strong reactions, but we're waiting to see what will happen. Yeah, so that's like the first part. And as far as playing live, the situation is the way it is, so we don't have anything planned right now, but we will see what the future will bring.
And also we have our own studio, so we plan to meet and create new music. We have not planned if it's going to be, we're not talking in the terms of a new album right now, but we're talking about just getting together and having fun and composing. So we'll see if we will release like one song at a time or if we'll collect them and make an album.
Yeah, we realized that is it 13 years?
Yeah.
Since we released, it's a long time for people to wait.
12,
and
I think.
We appreciate so much all the people who still remember Shadows of Paragon after all these years. So we're just amazed by the response of the pre-order of the album.
But I can tell you like this, we are not going to create like 10 new songs and then start recording, because it's really, in our situation, it's not like you meet every day. It takes a lot of time. So instead, to keep us inspired, we will create one song at a time. What do you say? Yeah, one song at a time. And then we decide, are we going to release this now, like a single, or are we going to collect all these songs and release them as an album or maybe an EP? We have not decided that yet.
Nice to hear this response. Thank you, guys. So this question now is in that I sent to you, Charlene, but it's important to ask. So what is the process for Shadows of Paragon to make music and to start? What is the point when you decide to start record new music? Because it's Shadows of Paragon, like other European bands, start maybe 20 years or 15 years, 18 years, I don't know. So it's all bands. It's like all bands, like, what is the best word for explain to you? It's like the first bands in Europe, like other bands, start to play. I mean, to play in the propositive music, So this is the reason, like, the people remember very well to Shadows of Paragon and the old school bands. It is important in what time you decide to record again, because have a lapse, no record, just wait, the band is staying in standby, and come again. This is the question. It's like you tell us, what is the purpose for this from start again record? Do you know what I mean? Sorry if my English is very well. If you
I think. Well, if we talk about our new album, Amendment, it was like some years ago we decided, we lost some members and we were in the process, will we quit or will we continue? And we decided we want to make another album. And one of the two reasons for that. One is that we were 3 members left and we were really good friends. And we had a good, we were like, säger man, en kristen gemenskap?
Fellowship.
Yeah, we had good fellowship, Christian fellowship. And we were looking back at most of the Christian black metal scene. And we saw that there is so much lyric about depression, about life is hard, about there is hope, we love God, but life is so hard. There is even some suicidal Christian black metal. And we just were thinking we should do something different. We should tell people about how good God is, how good life with God is, and how much we love God. So we said we want to do another album to tell these things, to tell people about the change in our lives, because we used to be quite legalistic Christians, but we're not anymore, because we found some truth in the Bible that helped us, and we wanted to convey those truths to our fans and at least tell people about there is such great freedom in Christ. You don't need to be legalistic, you don't need to be depressed. So that's maybe the main reason why we started again to make this album. Yeah. And I think if we are going to make more music, I think it's the same reason, because we love God and we want to tell people about the freedom in God, in Christ, and about the joy.
Nice. And you, Charlene, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, it's like our main focus is probably somehow, I think the main focus is maybe the lyrics, even though we really try to make great music. The lyrics on this album, we hope that really people can understand it. That's why on the website, and also if you buy the CD, but also on the website, we put lyrical commentary to all the songs to explain more in detail what we mean and where those thoughts come from. And we put a lot of Bible verses there. So I encourage everyone to go to shadowsofparagon.com slash amendment. And then you find all lyrics and information.
You know, it's very interesting. Do you put the words in your website? Because the people needed know you, what you tell, like in any songs. So who write the songs, musically and lyrics? Who writes in the band?
Okay, musically.
This is other question, and I don't send you. I know. But who writes the songs, musical and lyrics? It's very important.
Musical, I would say it's mainly Linus.
Linus.
Of course, we sit together and say this is good, this is not good. We want to change this, but the ideas is Linus.
Yeah, the main ideas is Linus.
And you get all of the band gets so immersed in the music, so everyone feels that they are part of the production and the result. But he is the riff maker.
Okay.
And lyrically
on this album we did this. We had like retreat weekend where we went, us, Linus and his wife. And we went to a cabin on an island to like get away from the city and just be like alone in peace. And we sat there and we discussed what do we want this album to be about.
And every song. And we were saying what things did change our lives these years. What is important? What parts in the theology is important?
Yeah. So we made like a structure, we like a brainstorm chart and a structure, and we say what is important. And then we came down to these 10 ideas.
And Bible verses for every idea.
Yeah, and we put down a lot of Bible verses for all these ideas. So that we did that weekend. After that, we went home. And after that, I wrote all the lyrics based on those ideas. Okay. And after that, my members here, in the rest of the members in the band, correct and say maybe take away this, maybe add this. But basically, I wrote the poetry.
Nice to hear. Okay, guys, chavos en Mexico, listen. Chavos en Latinoamérica, listen. How think the members of Shadows of Paragon about the lyrics, acerca de las canciones, acerca de las letras, para que tomen un ejemplo de las bandas old school. Sorry, guys, I explained how do you think in English, your response about the lyrics, about the compose, you know, I explain in Spanish to the guys. So, así que pongan atención, si tú estás empezando una nueva banda, I asking if any guy start to a band, listened a good questions about the purpose in the bands. So así que vean que es una banda realmente con propósito, que tiene mensajes en sus letras, en sus líricas, tanto musicalmente dan un mensaje totalmente positivo. Okay, guys, I come back.
Yeah.
Which artist would you like to compose a song? You asking about Extol, another band, when you compose?
Yeah, I think if we were, I think your question is if we were to make a song with another band together.
Yeah, no, it's which artist would you like to compose a song?
I think Extol would be fun.
It's like influence. You have a different influence.
Yeah, I would say Extol and Tester.
Extol and Tester.
Yeah, I think they're the main influences for us musically.
Okay.
We can learn a lot from Extol.
Yeah.
Or Extol. Okay, it's all school band too. So I think so. It's a very technical band. I have an anecdote about that, because when I am not Christian, I listen the band. I like very, very well the technical bands. This is I am my favorite band. It's technicals. So when I listen to this band, I think this guys it's like another time, because this is in 90s, you know.
So what is your favorite band?
Exists a lot of bands, but in the propositive bands, I like Believer. I like,
that's great.
Deliverance. I am old school, but before me Christians, I love Dead. I love Cynic. I love bands when not Christian, you know. Before I am Christian, so my music here is different. But when I listen to these bands, God start to work with me more with Deliverance, because Deliverance I listen in the age of thrash, because I live in all this era, you know, like Nuclear Assaults, Sacred Rage, and Up and Dead, and different bands. I received the gift of this tape, because in this time it's like a tape of Deliverance, the Weapons of We Fire. So when I listen in the middle of the night, start to work God in my life. So I thinking about it's real, because I listened one voice, you know, in between the life and death, and I have a reflections. So, but this is important now with this ministry to show to the underground people the exist bands like you guys with purpose for the black metals, the purpose for the thrash guys, the purpose for any metalhead. Do you listen? The exist bands with purpose in God. So this is very important for me to show and introduce the bands with purpose, more purpose in God, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
And a good testimony.
Yeah. It's very, very long my testimony. Maybe another time I'll explain how I received to Jesus Christ 2 years ago. So, but no, it's mine. It's your interview, guys. So I have other question. Is and on a normally day, what do you do? Any of you guys?
I think since it's me and Charlie here, we often compose and mix and master other music, both our own and other artists, because we work with music.
Yeah, we work together in the studio.
So like 40 hours a week, we work with music.
It's hard. Only the people involved in music understand. What did you say? So I understand you guys, because it's the same for me. Start in the music, start all the time, make music in the studio. So past years, it's a hard days for the coronavirus. So, but I think so. God gave us a other change to start again in His mercy. So it's nice to hear that you work, because I remember always you are close friends. Always when you are here in Mexico, I see you are close. So now I understand the friendship you, Frederick and Charlie, start together because work together in the music. Nice to hear. I don't know. This is new for me. It's good to hear. So, is there someone who inspired you right now?
Yeah, I would say if we come to music, maybe not so much, because in the beginning we had strong influences from Ancestor. But when you have been a band for a while, you actually create your own stuff more than listen to other. Because you find out your style, you find out what you like, and you create more of that. If you are looking at a spiritual perspective, I would say we are very inspired by a Christian preacher from America who is called Andrew Womack.
Okay.
And if you want to check him out, I want to encourage you to listen to his teaching, God's Kind of Love, the cure for what ails you. It's a very good teaching. Yeah,
he has a website where he puts a lot of his teaching that is free. You can download MP3s and read articles. There's a lot of information available.
And of course, we don't agree with everything he says. Of course not. But this teaching is really good. God's Kind of Love, the cure for what ails you.
We actually thanked this guy in the album. He's in our thank you list because he's meant a lot to us, all of us.
Actually, we had some issues of not feeling good in the band, depression and such like. But when we started to realize the goodness of God and not just the religion, Christianity, everything changed. And we are different persons now than 10 years ago. Yeah. We are much more free and happier.
Mm.
Nice to hear that. I think the same like that. No religion, no what is the best word for no feel bad? The people not feel bad, because I think if you show your testimonies, if you show the simplicity of God to the people come to God. Don't need it. Don't need it like a ritual to show to God, you know. So it's good, Charlotte and Frederick, if you have the website of this place for introduce to the people, but send me to escape here. and I put when I make the video for real life.
You, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So I have other questions. How do you see other questions? How do you see the propositive metal scene right now? Sorry if my English is not very well, but the question is, how do you see the propositive metal scene right now?
Propositive?
Propositive is purposeful metal scene.
Purpose.
Yeah. How do you see it right now? Because guys, you are old school like me, so start now new bands. And how do you see the purposeful metal scene right now?
I think both the Christian metal scene and the secular metal scene is decreasing, at least in Europe, because there is, I mean, if you go to a metal festival and you're like around 40 to 45 years old, you are the youngest. So there is no kids finding metal, and that's really sad because there is so much good music in metal. And if we talk about the Christian scene, it's there are good music coming. It's really professional recorded and lyrically very good music coming, but it's no new bands. It's just old people playing in new constellations. So I think there is a lot of treasures to find, and there is a great scene. There is quality. It's not like when we started. It was like, oh, all the secular music is so good and the Christian music is not that good. But today I would say we were actually listening to a lot of not Christian metal to describe on Spotify and Apple Music what we sound like, and we were amazed about how it was not as good as we expected, the secular metal.
Yeah, it was like the very poor production of these kind of famous bands. We were like, it's changing. Yeah.
So I would say today Christian metal is there is a lot of good acts.
Yeah.
But we need young people to find out that this is good music.
Yeah. This is interesting. The use of the poor productions. I see a lot of these things in the metal scene. So this is the reason that I asking to you about the scene, you know, because always I receive a message about the band, the new bands, because wanna make music but don't have a character, you know, character for make music. If you, I understand of God, if you have anything, work with this, you know, work with this, but with excellence. So this is very important, this question about what do you think about the new scene in the music industry. So my question is very different always. So I have other questions. What would be advance of your next productions to the people? Your new production.
So, yeah, I think there are a few things we want to improve. I don't think now you're talking to me, and Charlie has been mixing this album, so we have been producing everything about it. But I think it came out pretty good. Maybe we could improve the guitar sound a little.
I listen.
Make it. It's good guitar production, but maybe we should make it a little more raw later on. But I am happy about how it came out, and also I'm happy about the drums. But if one thing we could improve, I would say it would be the sound of the snare. It could be a little better. We had to we really put hours into that snare sound, and then when we listened to it, it was like, oh, this is not what we really wanted, but it's okay. So I think we can improve that a little.
How are you gonna do that?
Yeah, and I actually built a new microphone for recording snare that will be, I think it will make all the difference on our next production.
Nice. Charlene?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, how long?
That's the short answer.
Did it take to record the new album? How long?
Oh, I don't want to answer that. It's actually years.
I know I don't send this question, but it's important.
I think we started maybe 8 years ago.
Frederick, believe me, much people wanna see and listen. How do you think?
I think I can honestly say we have put thousands of hours into this album. Actually, because this is not an album that we. First off, we are not a band that meet every week and rehearse. We are friends that meet and make music. That means if you are a rehearsing band, you know what to do when you go to the studio. We create our music in the studio.
Wow.
So that is a big difference. And then we go home and we listen to the music and maybe we should change this. Maybe this could be better. So and also we have been sound engineers for years, but I would say it's maybe the last 2 years that we have been professional sound engineers, that we can create the sound we think compete with big studios.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of trying new plugins, trying new recording techniques, trying to reach what you want to create.
Experimenting.
Yeah. So it's been this album has been hundreds, I think thousands of hours. And next album or next music we create, we will have a lot already gained from this experience.
Yeah, I think we reached that place where we're pretty happy, so we can do a little bit faster maybe to record something.
Yeah, much faster, I think.
Yeah.
And also a little better.
But we're not going to promise anything now, but it's just we've been a lot of trial and error through these years that has taken us to where we are today.
Yeah. And we are really happy about the result. Don't confuse us about that, because we are I would say almost a little proud about how God helped us to create this, how we could create something that we would not be able to do 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think we have some really inspiration from God in finding some plugins that it was just from above. And what they did to our production. So we're happy about the outcome, but I think we can do it faster and better next time, a little better, not much, but a little.
Nice to hear. It's very interesting. This music they had already has before?
Come again?
This music they had already had before? I mean, do you have this music before to start record?
Vi hade musiken innan. I think years ago we started with creating the songs, the guitar of the songs, demo versions. Actually, it was quite funny because we were just starting out making one song at a time and then see if we could get an album out of it. It was mainly me and Linus at that time, and Charlie had some input, of course.
Me and Hannah were playing with the voices.
Yeah, she was actually a lot with Linus' wife at that time.
Yeah, we used to go down to the studio and they have like horses there. So me and Linus' wife, Hannah, we used to hang out and go out horseback riding while they were in the studio. So we all enjoyed ourselves.
So the songs were, the main ideas of the songs were created years ago. And then we had 10 songs, but we had no drummer, no vocalists. And that's when me and Charlie had a recording with a band, and we knew the drummer Arvid from before, and he was playing in his band in the studio, and we asked, would you care to play at the next Paragon album? And I said, yeah, sure. And when we had the drums done, we were thinking about how we would replace Kai on vocals. So from the very beginning, when Kai left the band, I knew this guy David from before, and I have been recording him in his former band, and I knew he was great. So I had this idea from the beginning that maybe we should ask David, and he said yes. So that was great.
Yeah, we were very happy with how the vocals came out. We were very, very happy with that, with the vocal production.
I listened the new album, a couple songs, and man, this is a very technical. I like it. This new album is more technical. Can you tell us what is the change of the Shadows of Paragon? Because you guys, you give me the first, so it's very black metal. Now it's like my style, more technical, more. I like it. So tell us what.
Well, first off, in the beginning, we really sucked. We were bad musicians in the very beginning.
Frederick, believe me, much people love this style. You know, my wife and me start new band, Dorcas. This is my wife. I have a desire to start again. So she asked me low and old music, you know, down and old music. I want to record. But okay.
I'm talking about before our demo. We actually made a demo for with the name Alzheimer, and we were not good musicians at that time. When we released our demo,
but the people love this album.
No one has heard Alzheimer. It's just like maybe 30% who has heard it, and it's really not good. We don't want people to hear it. But then we released the demo, and that's where we started to get good. And of course, that's a very atmospheric demo, because we had a keyboard player that had an important part to play on that album. So we started to change musically when he left the band. We decided to make Through the Valley Within completely without keyboards. And we were striving for more black metal, more raw sound, not that atmospheric. And I think we made a good job with that. It's a very raw album, and it's also that album that taught us what we want to do different on this album.
Yeah.
I mean, on that album, you were playing guitars with Linus, and it's like Charlie is on, I think, the right side of the mix, and Linus is on the left side of the mix. And we decided next album we want multi-layered guitars. We want rhythm guitars to be widest, and lead guitars to be in the middle, but on both left and right side. So I think that album made us realize what we want to do different on Amendment. And Amendment is more melodic than Through the Valley Within. So yeah, it's a little different.
And also we decided to bring back keys and
I went from playing bass to playing keys, but you cannot hear them if you don't listen. Of course you can hear the piano stuff, but it's kind of strings everywhere, but it's subtle.
Yeah, there are keyboards everywhere on this album. You just can't hear it.
It's subtle, like a reverb.
Yeah.
But it's really there if you listen in good system and listen carefully.
Yeah, and on this album I play bass and Linus play all the guitars. So we just decided to change it around a little bit.
Much similar with us, with my wife and me. I have my own studio, home studio, but I work with other friends since in a partnership in a big studio. So always my wife asking me, okay, now I want to help you sing, you know. So sometimes she play the bass. So it's good to hear that now you don't play guitar, you know, and play bass. So it's good.
Yeah.
And also, I can answer an earlier question, because I just remembered you asked about musical inspiration. When it comes to the mix, I would say that Vardöger Ghost Notes is an inspiration to me as a sound engineer, because they have this gorgeous keyboard that is really low mixed, but they lift the album to another level. So that is one inspiration, to have keyboards that's there, but it's kind of unheard if you don't listen for them.
Nice. Man, yes, I'm surprised. So it's good to hear what it says.
Yeah, and everyone remember, I am the one that play the keys, and I'm also the one that mix them low.
Usually you want your instrument high, but not this guy.
It's like the Charlie says, I want louder keys, and I say, no, I don't want it.
it's normal in Europe have a, it's like a form studied very early when you are a kid, studying different music, different styles, and different instruments you play. It's normal in Europe. Do you play guitar? Do you play it? Any? Because I have a lot of friends, Nordic guys. Sorry if it's bad the word. No, it's not Nordic guys. No, it's bad.
No, it's fine.
Nordic guys play a lot. So I have played three instruments, but no, I can. I'm playing piano. I'm playing drums. I'm playing. Guys, you are. Believe me, the Latin American people needed to learn about the Europe. I learned. I have a close friends like you guys, like other friends. Play any instrument. You are a band. One guy is a one band. So, what is the point in this in Europe? Tell us about that. How think the country about the music? Because it's very important in your country, in other countries in Europe. Start with the kids in the music. Tell us a little bit.
I think Sweden is famous for bringing a lot of music to the world. A lot of the radio hits is from Sweden, and also if you come to metal, you have the Gothenburg sound with At the Gates and In Flames. So I think Sweden has been exporting music for a very long time.
Yeah.
And creating music in Sweden, I'm not sure if it's so. I think it's a certain kind of people that just needs to express their feelings with music. I mean, if I meet a musician, Christian or not, I often feel a connection. But most people are just consumers. They are not in musicians. So I think it's a kind of person that loves music and that needs to write music and needs to play together. And also a lot of those people plays different instruments. I mean, Charlie is mainly guitarist, but she plays bass, and on our other project, she does some of the keyboards. not much, but some.
The thing is, I don't play keyboard, but I can draw in the computer. So
yeah, and I play the keyboards, but when she draws something good, I say, hey, that's good, we can keep that.
Nice.
And also, I sometimes tell her, maybe you should play the guitar like this instead. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's bad for the music to be proud about you doing everything of your instrument. You need to be open for new ideas. Like the Shadows of Paragon Amendment it's a good album, a really great album, but it's mainly about the lyrics, about telling you people about what changed their lives. So none of us, I mean, Charlie could be, I want to play the guitar, and we would have let her play the guitar, but Linus has already created all the guitars for the album.
Honestly, I don't care. I just want it to be good. I don't care what I do.
And the important thing is the message. And me, of course, I would like to play bass, but I play bass in other projects, and I play the keys on this, and it's fine. Actually, I think mixing has been really fun on this album, and mixing with Charlie and with the input from the other guys. It's like the important thing is that people get the message.
Yeah, mixing is also like an instrument.
I go to this thing. I go. This is very important because it's the heart of the questions.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna give an advice to you people that play music is don't be proud, because it may ruin your relationship with your bandmates. Be humble and listen to each other. You will make great music together if you're humble, and if you come with good ideas and also recognize good ideas from other people. Don't be proud. Never be proud.
Nice. That here in Mexico, they love the Swedish band and Finland bands and Norway bands. It's like a explosion. Mexico love. I am fan of Finnish, Sweden bands and Norwegian bands. My favorite band in the past is bands like In Flames, So this type of bands I listened, So this is the reason for I asking about the European guys, Sweden guys have a lot of gifts to play any instrument. So, man, when I can listen to music, man, these guys are of the other world,
Yeah, actually, there is a story about those bands like In Flames, how they became so successful, and it's about bad world economics, especially in Sweden in the 90s. So people could not get a job at that time, and everyone had the support from the government. And this is actually true, Charlie, that they got together to play because they had nothing else to do. They had no work to go to. And a lot of those people who just played in the wait for getting jobs became some of the famous secular metal names in Sweden. So bad economics of Sweden in the 90s helped most of those bands that became really, really world famous.
Nice to hear. So I asking about other question in other direction is more personality. Your family support you? Any of you in this way, or are disagree when you play, when you are in a tour? Support your family, the ministry, or tell us if Shadows of Paragon it's like a band or like a band of ministry of band. I don't know. Tell us, how do you see the band? It's a band with purpose message, or it's a ministry? Tell us. Because this is very important to the...
Då nu med att spela live. Men man kan säga att det är skillnad på hur vi lever, men att det fortfarande är ministry.
Säg något.
Okay, I'll take this one too. So I would say we see us as a ministry and always have seeing us like that. But there is a big difference from before Through the Valley Within and now. It's we are older, we have families, we have jobs, we have more things consuming our time. So we are not a band today that rehearse very often. We are more a music creating band. So I think the most important part of this ministry today is creating music and getting it to you people and conveying the lyrics, maybe doing interviews like this. But if you go back like 10 years, we were more touring and preaching to people and talking to people on tours. Today, yeah, we don't say we want to tour again, but it would be a lot of work to be ready to tour, to be good enough to tour and to find the time to tour. So I think our main focus today and our main ministry is creating music, creating lyrics and recording. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's the thing about getting older. When you were young, it was so easy to be on tour. It was so easy to put all of your time on the band. But I also think when you have a family, of course, you ask if family support, and yes, they do. But still, you need to support your family too. When you are married and you have maybe have kids, they are the most important in your life. Family, and band is second.
Yeah,
at best.
This is the reason for I asking to you, because all of you guys are married now.
No, not all of us, but some of us.
But the more in the band are married.
Yeah.
So always it's very important put first to God, and then God family, and then God band or God ministry, wherever it is.
Yeah.
So it is very important to take care with the family if you have a band. Sometimes the people, young people, asking me, I want these things. Okay, yeah. Obviously, when I ask support any band here in Mexico, so okay, this is my rules. First is my family, then all other question, because this is the order of God. So this is for me very important to asking to any band I interview. It's like a family, you know. The family is very important. If you have a band, do you remember, guys, when you come to here? I am not a kid, you know. So when I showed you the CD, go together because I don't have responsibilities before. No, right now I have responsibility with my kids. So my family is very important. The band is very well. And I put all my energy in the projects when I am involved. So always I asking this question to the rest of the bands, because for me it's important. And what did you think? And the people listened that you are careful of your family. So thank you for think like that, because this is the order of God. So it is nice to hear. So you know what I mean? Sorry, my English is bad.
Yeah, I think when you're as old as we are today, it's very important to have a studio, because if you have access to a studio, you can record and you can still be a band and meet and have a good time, but you don't need to be there every week. You can put your family first and then find time to record great music.
Yeah, it's the similar like me. This nice to hear.
I think that's the only thing that works when you have commitments to families.
Yes, always. My kid now help me and sometimes things here, you know. Papa, I can help you. He have 10 years, but man, the kids now have a new chip, because always learn very fast. Now with the technology, no? So it's nice.
Yeah, true.
I have other questions. Is how many musical words have Shadows of Paragon?
Hur många musik? They're talking about songs or albums?
Albums. The EP is Shadows of Paragon 2004, right?
Yeah, 2004 was what we call the EP.
And before that was the Alzheimer that we don't want anyone to hear.
It was under the name Alzheimer, so maybe we skipped that.
Fear of Being Forever, Lost in 8.
Yeah, actually that one, it's an EP, but the major songs on that is actually on Through the Valley Within.
Okay, 2009.
So, yeah, you know more than me.
Amendment.
And then amendment now, so there's nothing in between. The last one was 2009, and now 2000.
So 2 full length and 1 EP, and then the Fear of Being Forever Lost EP, which is just like a teaser for Through the Valley Within.
Yeah.
And also last year we recorded one old song. We re-recorded one old song that we added to a remastered version of Through the Valley Within. It is called The Best Is Yet to Come. And tell us a little about the lyrics of The Best Is Yet to Come, how they came together.
Yeah, The Best Is Yet to Come was a little bit like...
Tell us about the song first, because you loved that song once.
Yeah, this was like when we were about to release Through the Valley Within, this song was like, should it be on the album or not? And I loved this song. It was like my favorite song. It was so fun to play and it has so much energy. And the guys decided, no, it's not good enough. Let's cut it out. So I was like...
She was so sad.
I was like, no. I was so sad about this. And I told them, at least give the song to me and I will do something with it. But all these years went by and nothing happened. And 2019... finally, we all agreed that we will...
It was the 10 years anniversary of Through the Valley Within.
Yeah, we wanted to do something special, so...
Remaster.
So we remastered this song, and we actually...
The old album, not just the song.
Sorry. We remastered the whole album. Sorry, I forgot about that. And we put like one new song. So this song finally made it to the album after all these years. And we rewrote the lyrics and had David come in to sing on this one. And the result became The Best Is Yet to Come.
It's a teaser about amendment.
It's a little bit a teaser about amendment, but it's also referring to life. That it's good to think that no matter what happens, the best is yet to come. the future will always be better than what we have now. And even when we get old, we get sick, whatever, we know after we die, we have heaven. So always, it's true, the best is yet to come.
And it's also connecting to the value within with amendment, because to the value within is a person who is really spiritual and mentally ill, who is finding her way to Christ. And there is a lot of struggle for this person. There is a lot of revelation about God, but also a lot of setbacks. And we want to end that album with the best is yet to come. And actually, when you wrote the lyric, I think you had some inspiration from Amendment, right? From different songs.
Yeah. I think I took a different. I wrote some things that kind of goes. It's like a summary, little bit from Amendment.
So it's a song that connects the two albums.
Yeah. And also there's a lyrics video to that. You can find it on our website or YouTube.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Wow. This is surprised me, guys. Surprised me with all the you explain and the rest of the people to watch the interview. So it's very, very interesting. So I have a couple questions more. I don't know if it's late in Sweden.
It's okay.
No, it's 8:30 here almost.
It's 2 hours. Sorry.
No
problem.
Okay. Do you identify with any artists? Okay. Do you tell me about the stop? But any artists of other style of music? Do you follow? Do you listening? Do you have inspiration in other artists, any of style of music? Because I don't know the Sweden guys listen all of music, not only metal. It's different.
I would say, personally, I am inspired from what I am recording in the studio right now. It's not like I listen much to music just to enjoy music, because I enjoy the music I record right now. Even if it's my own or if it's artists coming to us, I think that is my greatest inspiration.
Yeah, for me, I think my greatest inspiration is silence. I love silence.
It's good.
I work with music all day, and I have to, listen, fix vocals. No. I'm so tired. I love silence. I don't think there's any music that beats silence. You may call me crazy, but I love silence. So when I'm alone, I hardly ever listen to music. And when I write music, I don't ever try to copy someone or do it's just, I just take what's coming from within.
And actually, I would say Linus, of course, but I play more different projects with Charlie. So I would say Charlie is an inspiration for me, because she makes good riffs that are not final. She writes something very fast and it's good. And I say, oh, this needs this change and maybe I can add this and so on. So I would say her riffs is my inspiration, and I change them a little and she lets me.
Yeah.
Nice to hear, because always the musician needed his time. This is the purpose of the question, because always for me it's the gym. When I go to the gym, I explode an explosion. It's like don't listen anything. You just go to make exercise. So it's very, very important. Any musicians have his time, and the quiet is the same for me. Yeah. Sometimes I don't want to listen to anything, because always I involved in music. I needed time. Maybe I have a time with God, just close my eyes and receive the peace in God. So it's nice to hear how you think. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Other question is, what have you had to sacrifice for this race in the band, or in the way?
In the ministry?
No, in the band. Yes, in the ministry too.
Yeah. Det var länge sedan vi hade något sånt.
I'm not sure I really understand the question. Can you take an example?
Okay, it's like you have a sacrifice for the band or for the ministry? Any sacrifice, any sacrifice. I mean, what have you had to sacrifice for the band or for the ministry?
First off, today it's very hard to sell albums, and if you go to listen for streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music, it pays the artists very little. So you sacrifice a lot of hours to make a great product, and you don't get much money back. Very, very little. You are happy if you get back what you pay, but for the time you spend, you don't get any money. So I think that is a sacrifice. But on the other hand, if you have good lyrics and reach people with the gospel, that is
worth so much more.
That's worth so much more. So I would say we sacrifice a lot of time, hundreds of thousands of hours for our album, and we don't get any money back for it.
Yeah.
But we get, if you do it for the right reason, you get a lot more back in the opportunity to write music for people. And if you go back in time, maybe we have like a few instances where people were really annoyed about us being a Christian band. Say many years ago, someone threatened us.
We did get death threats. I think it was on we used to have a web page with a guest book, and people can write there. And I think we played somewhere in Stockholm, and there were a lot of like non-Christians at the show that were very angry with us. And after that, they said in the guest book, "We will kill you within 2 weeks." But nothing happened, you know. But
those things were in the early days, you know, the scene was different then, because it was like you can't be a Christian and play black metal. Today, not many people cares about Christians playing black metal. And we, if we find someone that is offended by it, we say we play Christian black metal or unblack metal. If we speak to people who are not offended, we say we play black metal. It's not a big issue to us. We just play the music we like, and we are talking about Christ.
Nice. The more important question for you guys is, who is Jesus Christ for you on the rest of the band? Now you are here. The rest of the band maybe give me his response in the future, but for you guys, who is Jesus Christ? And tell us.
Yeah, I think you wrote a song about him on the new album.
Yeah. Which one?
Behind the Torn Veil. A sanctuary in an epidemic. Yeah. I think so. Let's see. Wait, give us a minute.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. We're checking something.
I know. I understand this. In the CD, new CD are.
Yeah. Well, one song is like a description of.
Yeah, it's that one.
Can we go from text?
Yeah, wait.
We can just read the lyrics because that's what we use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my answer to you. The serenity amidst a major crisis, the rain for starving ground, the friend for a lonely crowd, the snow for a scorching landscape, the lion that protects the land, the judge in a lawless land, a sanctuary in an epidemic outbreak. These lyrics, these are lyrics from Behind the Torn Veil, and it's a description of God. And the line, a sanctuary in an epidemic outbreak, this was written long before Corona. And now that we release this, we're in the middle of this epidemic outbreak. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that God and Jesus is our sanctuary in this situation.
Yes, yeah.
And also we would say he's the love of our lives.
This question we can answer for hours, so maybe you can stop us here, you know.
Yeah, this is always the best question I ask him, because sometimes much people don't have they're very true in his life, because always he's like a fail, So, but this is very important to ask him to the bunny. This is the great response, because you tell all about it. Obviously, coronavirus, all people involved in Christ and know to Jesus. This is the protection for us, So
Yes.
very nice words, very nice response. Thank you, guys. So, guys, chavos, pongan atención in Spanish to wake up. Paren la antena porque esto está súper chido y la verdad yo estoy contento. I translate that very well. So, la verdad ellos dicen que más en este tiempo del coronavirus, pues el centro de todo fue Jesucristo, y la letra, pues vayan a escuchar ahí a Shadows of Paragon y vean lo que dicen las canciones, porque la verdad es que ahorita me dejaron anodadado con lo que me dicen. Yo a ellos los conozco personalmente, han estado en mi casa, pero ahorita con todo esto que ellos me han dicho, pues puedo conocer más de lo que ellos hablan. Así que, guys, I am returned. I explain about the words, about the wake up, about your response, about the central in the band is Jesus Christ, and about the word of the song. Man, Frederick and Charlie, I am very, very happy for this interview. Other question is in the similar point. Do you preach in the concerts, or just play and after talk with the people, or before? Do you have time for talk with the people, or the people know about the words of the thing in the band? I mean, the people. Do you play in Sweden sometimes? So the people know him about your words, about your proposal message, and talk about that with the people preaching.
I think we have always preached at every concert, except for when we played in Holland, where it's against the law, and we were strictly told by the organizers you cannot preach.
Okay. This is for the law. Only for the always try to preach.
We preach in a different way in that concert.
Yeah, we had Bible verses read when we had like playing music, so it was not preaching, but we still had, Bible verses, samples of Bible verses that we played, and after the show we talked to people, and kind of connect with them in a different way, but we cannot preach from stage.
And we had this blood in the hands of our singer, that he was singing the blood of Christ for you, the body of Christ for you, the lyric at the end of Fall Leaves from Through the Valley Within. And he was...
it's very theatrical, and we use theater blood, so it's not real blood,
Yeah, theater blood.
But we have like this kind of show that's very, very strong also, so that's also another way of preaching.
So we started that in I think we started that in Holland because we were not allowed to preach. We wanted to show the preaching instead.
Yeah, so we said, how can we do this and not using words?
But I think we continued with the blood in the hand of our singer at that song in concerts later. I think we used it in Mexico also.
Yes, we used it in Mexico.
And it was so funny because after we played, the singer of Petra came to stage and he saw the blood and was so concerned about what happened here.
What happened here? Somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
No, it's just a Paragon stage show. They love blood.
But it all started because we were not allowed to preach in that country.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I would say we have never sit down as a band and said, we will preach on every concert. We have just said, if someone feels God say something to you, go preach it.
Yeah, so it's not a law that we have that we must preach. No, we feel like it has to come from the heart. It has to be honest. But when it comes honest, we do it.
We don't care about how the audience, some things we should, some things we shouldn't.
We have been very criticized at times for speaking too much.
Yeah.
But this is like normal for us, when you start to preach, that's something, listen, stop, But this is good because you are in the way, in the Bible you see these things, you know. So you are happy when the people stop. I'm very happy. Okay, I don't
But
fight.
Our last concert were like 10 years ago. But if we tour again and have a concert again, we would, if someone feel the spirits inspires them, they would preach.
Yeah.
But it's not like you can expect us, because if we don't feel the inspiration, we don't preach. but so far we have always preached, except that concert.
But also, what is preaching? Our music is preaching. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if we don't say another word, our lyrics is preaching from beginning to end. So
Yeah, especially this album.
especially this album.
Nice. Any testimonial, guys, during your concert?
Yes.
Any testimonial do you tell us to the audience
Yeah.
in America?
We have a
Tell-
few,
tell us
but
what-
since we're talking to Mexico, we will talk about that concert.
Yeah. Tell them the story. What happened when we played in Tlalnepantla.
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 Yeah,
my own city, Tlalnepantla.
Yeah, great.
yeah. we tried at least.
so different.
Remember,
Tlalnepantla.
you are in my home. Here's Tlalnepantla. It's the same.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we had a part where we asked the audience to just close their eyes and focus on God and focus on all of their desires for God, and just tell God what they were longing for. And I remember Linus were playing some music from, I think it was from Passion of the Christ, some piano, very to just calm down the audience from all this black metal headbanging and just focus on God for a while. And before the concert, we have been praying together that God, let this not be about us, let this be about you. Let everyone see you and not see us. And this we told no one. And after the concert, there was this lady coming to us and said, when you did that, and I closed my eyes and I prayed, and when I opened my eyes, it's like, when you stare into the light of the scene, the spotlights in the stage, you get like burning in your eyes. You can see light when you close your eyes and open them. And she said, when I did that, I saw a perfect representation of Christ with my physical eyes. So that was an answer for what we've been praying for, that people should see Christ. And she saw Christ. And then later, after the concert, we were praying with some people, and I remember someone was healed at that concert.
Yeah.
I don't remember from what, but it was a testimony that God wants to meet with people. And it's not about us being a great band. It's about God being a great father.
Yeah.
And you don't need to go to a concert to receive things of God, healing and the blessings and such things, but because He's right where you are right now.
Yeah.
You just need to go to Him.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you guys for response. Other testimony, or just this one? In other time, in other concert,
Yeah, I think there've been a few, but I don't recall right now one special. Yeah, and the angels before was of course one thing. I just don't really recall right now, but there are more.
Yeah,
Oh, it's okay, no problem. So I have other questions. Do you believe that the metalhead bands needed a change and meet Jesus? Because much people, secular people, listen and watch the interview. How do you give the message to these people?
I would say true Christianity is not about religion. It's about fellowship.
Yeah.
So I would say a true Christian does change, but he changed kind of effortless, because it's not like you need to change for God to love you. It's not like you need to, if you try to change to make God love you or fellowship with you, then you're into religion. But if you fellowship with God and love God and spend time with God, you will change as an effect of that time you spend with Jesus and with God, because your life is changing. God is helping you to change, but it's not you who are changing to be with God. It's God who is helping you to change effortless. So change will take place, but if it takes place by your strength, then you're into religion, and that's not a good. God still loves you, guys. He really does. He loves all the religious people, but religion is in the way of you finding your freedom in Christ and finding what Christ really wants for you in your life.
Nice response. Thank you so much. I have two more, and it's dumb questions. What would you say to some guys to start a new band in the proposal message?
Så hårt. Om du vill.
The metalheads, the new, maybe kids, maybe start a new band. What will you say to someone of these people to start a proposal band, Christian band?
Yeah, I think never underestimate the power of God. And even if you feel like you're a bad musician, you can be great, you know, because God can help you and bless you. And just continue to try to learn and become better, and hang on to the joy, the happiness like of music, and keep your focus on God, and don't become like too big in yourself, you know. Stay humble and try to have good relationships, you know. And because sometimes when people start out, you can have very strong ideas and you want to kick everybody out of the band who don't want to do exactly like you. But no, you need to give and take and try to take care of, you know, be good to other people also. But from what we've seen, because like we said, we were really horrible musicians in the beginning.
Most of us.
And God has taken us places that we can never imagine. So it's just everything is possible. So.
Yeah, and I will also add that if you have the right focus for God, I mean, there's two ways to play. One thing is just play for the joy of it and don't try to be a ministry. But if you want to be a ministry, if that's your desire, if that's what God puts in your heart, let things take its time, because even if God blesses you, it takes time. I mean, if you go back 10 years, I was kind of a horrible sound engineer. Today, I'm not. And I've had some breakthroughs that I really feel is inspired by God, but there has also been a lot of work. And if my focus was, I need to be a really great musician, a really great sound engineer before I would do nothing, because I would never feel I become adequate enough. I mean, some of the best stuff I've written, I wrote the first years as a musician. And it's not because of me, it's because I had the joy by then. So use your joy. Do make great music where you're at now. And let things take its time. And do not... I mean, like Carlos said, his wife, I mean, not wives, sorry about that.
No, it's like my English is not very well. You understand me.
Yeah. She really enjoys our first demo, which we hardly listen to ever today. So, I mean, the early works of Dias Paragon still blesses people. Yeah. And today we are making what we want to do, and we are at a place where we can produce it like we want to, but still our early works blesses people. And I remember Shamgar from Sledgefolk. he say he is amazed about how many people loves his first album, where he himself has stated he don't like it very much. He think it's a bad production and raw idea, but people still loves it.
Sometimes happen like that.
Yeah.
When the original members of Exosia start together, you know, now the members start new band is the Unworthy, you know.
Yeah.
So when all this happened, asking about the old songs, so it is like the record is not very well, but it's like a hymns, you know, with the people asking. It's like the same with Shadows of Paragon. The first demo, love the people, underground people love the first, you know. So I understand your point.
So what I really want to say, if you want to be not just a Christian musician, but a ministry, that is the important thing. You don't need to, you will grow good, because if you have this focus and you walk with God, you will become better. But you don't need to get good to be a ministry. You just need to have an honest heart. That is the most important part. So don't push your bandmates too hard or yourself too hard. You will grow together when you walk with Christ.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It took me 10 years to become as good sound engineer as I am today. And a lot of it is thanks to Christ, but it's also a lot of practicing.
Very nice response. Pongan atención a lo que dijeron. Así que paren la antena. Buenas preguntas, buenas respuestas, y la verdad es que muchas gracias a todos los que están escuchándonos. It's very well, and asking to the people in Spanish. Very good response and very good interview. So the last question for you guys: what would you say to someone metalheads who is watching this interview? I mean, someone who has to know to Jesus, to know to God.
I think if you don't love God, and if you don't think he's a good person, you have totally misunderstood him. And that is a big problem, that many times God is misrepresented, and people think that he is someone else, like he's a bad person, he's judging, and he will just try to put you down or whatever. But God is, if you get to know him, he's the best person you will ever know, because he's good, and he has grace, and he can help you with all your needs, and he can be your best friend and just be by your side.
Yeah. And also, don't let the church or other Christian be the representation of God, because God is so much greater, so much better. We Christians, we fail often, and we represent God in a bad way. But if you really get to know God, he is really amazing, and your life will transform in an amazing way.
Nice. Guys, I have a good time with you guys. It's a very nice response. Thank you for taking your time. I know maybe you are busy, but thank you so much for taking this interview. I love in Christ. I love all your work. So thank you so much for show to the Latin American people how you think, how is your process of your band. So thank you. Any question, any asking to people, message to the Latin American, Mexican guys? Do you to tell?
First off, Carlos, please say hi to everyone we met in Mexico when we were there. We had such a good time, and
hi to everyone.
Yeah, and to all the listeners, we have been in your country. We love your country, and we
love your food.
Yeah, and also your people, because you taught us a lot of being just pure-hearted and good persons everywhere. So we had a great time in Mexico, and we hope we can come back one day. But
sure.
And also
need to talk together in the future. You need to come again. So I have a tour in 2 years ago with Renaissance, and that support in the guitar. So and I make a concerts in some cities of Mexico. You play one time. You needed come back, but maybe go together on a tour in other cities of Mexico. You know. So
you never know. It would be great to come back also, but we don't tour at this moment. But if we do again, it would be great to come back.
Yeah, no problem. This is the reason I like start again and start this ministry with my wife, the Underground Anchor, is to start to bring bands, to bring message. The more important is the gospel of the Jesus Christ to the underground people. Not thinking in I make this concert or I make these things. The purpose and the center of all things is God and to preach the message of Christ to the underground people. So this is the reason I asked to Charlie, hey, I wanna interview with the band because I see that you come again. So I'm much fan. You have much fans here in Latin America, here in Mexico more, because you play here, you know.
Yeah. So also go to your favorite streaming distributor like Spotify, Apple Music. We will soon be at Apple Music, and we are on most places with our album Amendment. But don't just listen to the music. Go to our website, shadowsofparagon.com. Read the lyrics on our website.
Try to understand what we want to say because it can change your life.
And maybe you should present.
Yeah, I want to introduce my husband, Yangalai.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. How are you?
I see a couple of pictures in your Facebook. So very nice. It's great to meet you. So if Shadows of Paragon come, you're welcome here. You have family here in Mexico.
Thank you so much.
I know you're welcome.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for all these things. I hope so meet soon, and I am very happy for this interview. So